Parliament for Assin South, Reverend John Fojo, has pledged his support to ensure the justice is served in the case involving the alleged defilement of a 4-year-old girl at Assin Adadiment in the Assin South constituency. Reverend Fojo has also been speaking about some interventions that he has put in place to bring relief to the little girl. Before we bring you that sound, though, my colleague Maxwell Agbagba has been following that story, and we've been speaking to the police in that region. They have said that they're going to sanction the investigator if established that they did not handle or the appropriate police procedure was not followed.
I personally am taking action against the investigator for not informing his superiors immediately. That is where I am taking action. Yes. As soon as a matter of this nature happens, he should get in touch with his crime officer with the quickest possible means. And that he failed to do. So I'm taking action. I'm charging the investigator, and action to that effect has already been started. This dawn, yesterday dawn, the police, together with the officer, conducted a sweep at the residence of the suspect, Kwabena, that we found that he has abandoned the house. Frantic efforts are being made to apprehend the culprit. We are appealing to the general public, especially family members of the suspect, to help us locate Kwabena, to make him to face the full rigors of the law. In the docket, as the doctors have written something, because since the case is going to appear before court, let's get the suspect and then we can know, the court will reveal what the medical report entails.
When exactly was the report made to the police?
What actually happened was that when the family or the parents saw the blasting, they rushed the child to hospital first. So it was at the hospital she was admitted. She was first taken to the clinic, and then she was referred to the St. Xavier Hospital. That was where they came and made the report. And police did not hesitate. Rushed to the hospital, went and took statements from the parents, took statements from the victim himself, gave a medical form to the medical officer, who, after treating the child, returned the endorsed form to the police. We are looking for the suspect. That is our immediate headache now. So we are appealing to the community or the people who live in the area to help us, so that all this hearsay evidence will die. As soon as we get the suspect, whether he has brought his chief to come and see the police officer, he will say it.
Well, now let's hear from the Member of Parliament, Reverend John Fojo.
With sadness, the development lately that have made rounds in the media, the unfortunate allegation of defilement and rape, which are issues of crime. It's unfortunate. We had taken steps to ensure that justice is served, perpetrators are arrested, and the due process. The suspects are arrested and the due process taking its course. I'm in touch with the authorities. They are taking every reasonable step to mount manhunt on the suspect to ensure that he's arrested and his side of the story is taken, and then the due process is so followed through. More importantly is the victim, the 4-year-old victim. I've established contact with the family. I have sent a delegation to the family to convey my assistance, to be able to help them in paying their medical bills. We have relocated them to another town different from the village where the incident occurred, and all such, ancillary expenses that go with it. And physically, she's doing well. I spoke with her this morning, and then with the father and the mother. But it is important that in matters of this nature, we go a step further in seeking psychiatric therapy and other psychological treatment. I've made that arrangement together with the resident psychologist of Assin St. Francis Xavier Hospital. We've had a referral to Cape Coast to see a psychiatrist, which will be done on Monday to ensure they take it further, necessary assistance that she requires. And I'm very committed to this case. It's an issue of that borders on criminality, and we would ensure that the law will take its course. Thankfully, we have strong commitment from the IGP and the Central Regional Police Commander and the Assin Fosu Divisional Commander. They are all jointly committed to ensuring that this issue sees conclusion, and a very diligent conclusion at that. And so I want to assure everyone in Assin and in Ghana in general, the media, that we would ensure this case will not be swept under the carpet. The full investigation will be conducted, and the perpetrators will be brought to book, and the law will take its course. And of course, it will be up to the judicial system to pass verdict on it. I may not be able to preempt, but I'm strongly in support of the protection for the young victim. Very unfortunate, to ensure that any harmful effect that she may be vulnerable to is mitigated to a large extent, and that she's given the needed protection and the social assistance that she deserves, and for which I'm committed to that.
We want to find out, the Assin Fosu Divisional Command has faced a lot of criticisms after this story was aired, because some Ghanaians think that they really did not act swiftly to this matter. Right now, the Central Regional Police Commander, COP David Mpabenyin, has been telling us that he's going to initiate steps to sanction the investigator who was, handling the case, because he did not inform his superiors and did not act swift about the matter. I want to find out what you think about the standard operating procedures, and sometimes how we react as state agencies to some of these, incidences.
I think that the state agencies will have to be resourced and given more assistance to ensure that they are structured and resourced to be able to promptly and diligently respond to some of these cases. And we must also acknowledge that we don't have to wait for certain, excuse me to say, special occasions to want to mount special operations. On a daily basis, similar cases and other cases in different shades that may occur that border on criminality will have to be tackled head-on, and will have to be tackled promptly, and not singling out certain cases and giving all special attention, and then some other cases may not receive such attention. I think that we'll have to look at it comprehensively, and the police service in every part of Ghana and will have to be resourced, and in a way to enable them, adequately, respond to some of these, challenges and mount them head on. I think generally we have seen that when calls are made, certain actions are quickly expedited. But I think we should be able to move away from that, and to have a very consistent police service that promptly responds at all times, in all occasions, in all cases, and that cases receive equal, priority and attention. That is where we should be getting to. This is a lesson for us all as a nation, and we cannot pretend that there are various crimes that go unreported day by day in every corner of Ghana, not only singling out Assin South for that matter, and to appeal to the good people of Assin South, and by extension the good people of Ghana, that any incident that occurred that border on criminality, there is law, the rule of law in Ghana. The law makes adequate provision for protection of people, particularly vulnerable ones. Let us report them. Let us expose these crimes, and let the law take its course, so that perpetrators will be brought to book and fair trial granted them, and the finality of it will be determined by the court. It is very important to acknowledge the diligent steps taken by yourself, your good self. You led this advocacy, and JoyNews, Joy TV, and the multimedia group, for the commitment shown in making sure that this case came to light, and the needed commitment solicited from various stakeholders. I've been following social media. You led this advocacy, and is yielding results, and I must congratulate you. And I think this is how journalism must be done and supported, and I fully support the great steps that you've taken in respect of this case, and to commend you highly. and to assure you our commitment to support you in this and other future reportages that you may come up with.
Reverend Tim Fojo, there is Member of Parliament for Assin South, which area we've recorded. As we're hearing, a trend of rape and defilement cases. So we'll be following keenly on that matter to see how it goes. Yesterday, we heard from the IGP's office. They're saying that the matter is not going to be laid to rest until it is actually brought to its logical conclusion. But just to wrap up on that particular story, the Alliance for Women in Media Africa has presented a petition to Parliament today, and it was done through the Majority Leader Oseiche Mensah Bonsu, and who we understand is saying that President Akufo-Addo is outraged about this matter and has tasked the Interior Minister to get to the bottom of the matter. We're also told that this came up at a cabinet meeting as well. The group has also petitioned the IGP, but I was not there. Araba Kumsit, by the way, is a member of the group. She was there. Let's find out from her quickly what happened today. Hello, Araba.
Hi, good.
Great work you ladies have done today. But let's look at the places that you went. You went to Parliament and then you went to the IGP. Are there any other places we're missing?
No, those were the two areas that we presented the petition to.
And the response?
Yeah, after police headquarters, we first presented to the head of the police PR, ACP David Duklu, and we then went to present a similar petition to Doctor. We were expecting to see the national coordinator, but we understand she's on a national tour, so she wasn't available. Another officer, accepted the petition on her behalf, and then the Parliament, where we met the leadership of the House. Right.
So what's next?
Well, there was one thing that the Majority Leader said. He said that it was, he lauded us, and he said that it was commendable what we were doing, but we should go beyond the advocacy. We should step up our advocacy efforts. And so we're going to make sure that we power pressure on the authorities that need to ensure that this matter is resolved. And that means the police, that means the social welfare department, and of course, the gender ministry. So our advocacy is not stopped.
Okay, Araba, thank you so much, and we'll be following this particular story to find out how it ends. Make sure actually that it gets to the logical conclusion. As we've just heard from the Member of Parliament for the area, they've moved this child and the mother. We'll find out how true that is and what is going to happen from there. But the hashtag for now is justice for her, and Araba and her team actually got some of the MPs to do the hashtag justice for her, and so far, we've seen Nilante Vanderpoy, put his up. Okujetwa Blakwa put his up as well. And I'm sure it's going to be snowballing as the days go along. Araba, thank you so much for your time. Now, the Information Minister, Mustafa Hamid, has overemphasized the role of the media in the democratic process, as he says that it impacts the lives of the vulnerable in society. He's been citing JoyNews' Manasseh Azure-Winnie's story from the Upper West region and the recent story of a defilement of a 4-year-old in the Central region by Maxwell Agbagba. Mr. Hamid is charging journalists to avoid discrediting people without evidence, as it could have negative implications on national building.
I want to make a commitment on behalf of the MPP government and to say that we are committed to doing everything that we ought to do to ensure that there is better democratic accountability. In saying that, if I didn't mention the right to information bill, I would have fallen foul of common sense. And therefore, to say that I make a pledge that we will push to ensure that in the next parliamentary sitting, we have the right to information bill if there. It's still at cabinet. For some reason, we haven't come round to look at it again yet. But I hope that in the shortest possible time, we shall look at it and get it to the next parliamentary sitting for debate and possibly passage.
You're still watching The Pulse with me, Gifty Ando Apia. Very soon we'll be talking to you about what the president has been doing in Krobo land. But let me take a very quick break. We'll be right back.